you're on your life's path, take it steady, be consistent, and be constant, and be enduring. That's you. That's you in this moment right now, right here, right now. We're all on different paths, but they're kind of similar, but we're all on our own paths. You got to enjoy your path that you're on. You got to do what's right for you. And I'm glad that being here in yoga right now is what's right for you and it's part of your path. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. I think that's the best part. The no intimidation zone. You wear what you want, you do the weights you want, you do the poses you want, you chill out and you just do. But you do what is right for your body, as the bottom of our screen says. That's the critical part. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's path is different. Remember that. You got to do what's right for you. If it hurts, don't do it. If it's uncomfortable, breathe through it. But if you're experiencing pain in a pose, it's not for you. Don't do it. Don't push it. Don't force it. Like I said, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is a different yoga. This is your Friday yoga where we combine, it's called Yoga Plus, where we combine Barre, Pilates, and we combine weights into our yoga just to shake it up and to make it different. Every day our practices are different. Check us out. It's an hour-long practice. If you can only stick around through the warm-up or just do a little bit here and there, that's fine. No judgment, no pressure. Just do what's right for you. And as you practice, think of this word. I like this word. Think of this word, and the word is grace. Grace, beauty of form and manner, beauty in action, beauty in motion, ease and fluidity. So just flow through your path, flow through your practice today as you have fun. Have fun, that's the most important part. And not hurting yourself, that's the most important part. They're both important. All right, so you're gonna need some props for today. We usually use and have 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have them, buy them, they're not expensive. 2 yoga blocks, they usually come with a strap. If you wanna use the strap today, go for it. I'm not gonna use it today. I've got an eye shade and a little hand towel. Always have that handy, because it makes the poses more versatile. You can use them in any way you like. Today we incorporate hand weights, that's kind of fun. We're gonna incorporate Pilates too, I think I mentioned that, and bar poses. We're going to incorporate a bender ball. This is a bender ball. You can get a similar ball, an exercise ball. It's just squishy. It's an unstable surface with a squishy membrane. I'll show you how to use it. If you don't have any of those today, don't sweat it. You modify. You make things work for you. All right, so you got your props. Yeah, you can have nothing at all, that's fine too. Lock in a stress number. We're gonna come on up to standing. What do I mean by that? A stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What's going on in your head? How are you feeling? How does your body feel today? You know, give it a number. Like at the doctor's office, you know how you have that scaled smiley face to frowny face? All right, let's take the ball. Let's start with it. If you don't have it, don't sweat it. Take the ball up between your thighs. Give it a big squeeze. All right, let's take a confidence stance. I like to start with this because you should be confident. Confident in your abilities to do, because you're going to do it your way, and that is just perfect. Hands to your hips. Shoulders back and down, chest is lifted, pick up space, feel like you're in control of your room here, because you are. Take a big breath in through your nose, and a big breath out through your mouth. Feet are a little wider than hip width distance, and if you got that ball, that's taking care of that for you. All right, chest is lifted, you are strong. Breathe in confidence, you can do it. All right, let's start to come up onto the balls of our feet. Breathe, lift here, bring your heel up behind the center of your foot. Lift and lower. Breathe in, breathe out. And you know what? You could have a chair nearby. You could have a counter nearby. Just work on finding flexibility in your ankles. I have something really cool to tell you when we do toes pose and ankle pose today. I'll tell you more about it in a little bit. I don't want to spoil the surprise. But lift and lower here onto the balls of your feet. And you know, always look for things that you can do with energy and with focus. With the energy and the focus that you have. Look for things that you can do. Little wins along the way pave the way for big wins. You know that saying, journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. It's so true. Just showing up on your mat is critical. Hold on to the counter if you want. Lift and lower. Breathe. Come down onto your heels. Send the weight more into your heels and lift on up in the toes. Lift your toes up to the sky and give them a wiggle. Breathe. Now come back to the balls of your feet. Lift on up and hold here. Hold on the balls of your feet. Embrace those little wiggles in your feet to help you stay stable. Lift out of your chest. Focus forward. Breathe. And then exhale, come on down. Little victories pave the way to big successes. Lift your arms high up to the sky. This is your extended mountain pose. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky. Start to sway from side to side. Wake up your spine. Let it move sideways. Wake up your shoulders. Put a bend in them if that feels better. Chin away from your chest. Little teeny movements. You got it going on. Breathe. Finish up. Release your hands back to your extended mountain pose. Take it into a chair pose. Bend your knees. Bend your knees kind of generously. And then start to circle your arms toward the back of the room. Chest stays lifted. When your fingers come down, let your knees go down a little bit more, and then straighten through your knees when your fingers come up. So big arm circles. Breathe in through the nose. Out through your mouth. Arm circles, other direction. Wake up the body. Maybe the little wake ups, all you can do. We do a pretty similar warm up every day. So you can get to know it so well you can do it anytime. All right, come on up to standing. Arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go. Start to do your big coat swing. Wiggle your fingers and then start to let your heavy arms hang by your side as you turn and twist from one side to the other. Look over your shoulder. Look to the back of your room. Twist. Embrace the twist. You got that ball. Good tight squeeze. Breathe. Look over your shoulder a little bit more. Let it go. And then slowly come back to the midline of your body. You kind of just woke up the waist, kind of woke up the twisting. So, so many people, we tweak our backs because of twisting improperly. Hands behind your low back, fingers pointing down, elbows squeezed towards your spine. Look up to the sky, push your hips forward. Breathe, look up, breathe, hold it here, chest to the sky. Exhale. As you exhale, fold forward, fold your body in half. Send your gaze to your knees, let your arms hang heavy, breathe. Shake your neck, loosen up your neck. Squeeze that ball. Loosen your neck, loosen your shoulders. Let them move. Put a little bend in your knees. Let it feel good. Now let's do a ragdoll pose. Toe heel your feet hip width distance. If you don't have that ball between your legs, the ball will make your legs hip width distance. That's 2 fist widths you can measure because you're down here. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Little bend in your knees feels pretty good. Gaze back to your knees. Start to sway gently in the elbows from side to side. Loosen up your low back. No tension there. You've got it going on. This is your warm-up. Now let's finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. A little more bend in your knees. A little bit of weight back into your heels. Lift the toes on up and give them a wiggle. Maybe your eyes are closed or open. Release your fingertips to the earth. Remove the ball. Come on down. Come on down to your child's pose. Knees can be together. Big toes touching. Ball can be at the top of your mat. Hips back to your heels. You can use a block here as well. Bring the block to your mat if you like. You can rest your chest on it. Arms down by your sides, fingers reaching toward the bottom of your mat. Hips back to your heels if you like. Knees could also be spread wide. Hips back to your heels if you like. So many ways to do this. Your head can come down to your block or to your mat. Arms can reach long to pet your dog or bring them onto the ball. So you're getting more into the shoulders with the ball. You're creating an unstable surface here. Wiggle the ball from side to side. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Engage your Ujjayi pranayama breath if you want to. What is that? Ujjayi pranayama breath is closing the lips and breathing in and out of your nose. Listen to the sound of your breath in the back of your throat. Build heat in your body as we practice today. Finish up. Bring your arms back to the midline. Stretch it out. Push into the ball or push into your mat. Send your hips more back towards your heels. Lengthen through your spine. Breathe. Come back to your child's pose anytime you want. But just focus on you right now. Nobody else. It's your path. Nobody else is walking your path. Enjoy your path as you walk it. And have that movement that mobility, that flexibility, that strength in your body to allow you to enjoy your one and only customized journey. All right, let's press out of our child's pose. Let's come out of it. Come to a neutral tabletop. Turn your hands so your fingers are back towards your knees and your forearms are shining forward. Oh, I feel it already. Start to wiggle your hips from side to side. Send your hips more back towards your heels as you feel a nice stretch in your forearms. I could do this one all day long. I think this feels so great. All right, you're stretching the forearms here, letting them feel the good stretch because we're all on our computers too much. Breathe. Maybe send the weight more into your fingers. Just move so the forearms get that nice stretch. All right, let's finish up. Bring your hands back to a natural position. Wiggle your wrists. Get those tingles out of there. Let's do a toes pose, ankle pose, flow. We're going to start from the ground up. That's what you need to do. All right, here's the deal. You know, we do this a lot. We do sometimes just a toes pose, or we do this flow. I like to do the flow because you're moving your ankles in its full range of motion, in their full range of motion. All right, so bring your blocks to your sides. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Have a seat back on your heels. Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, if it's painful, alleviate some of the tension. Come forward a little bit and then get back into it. But stretch out your feet. Okay, here's the deal what I want to tell you about your feet. I think this is so cool. All right, here we go. 7 out of 10 people have painful feet. That's a lot. That's the majority of people. Settle in here. Your feet are really complicated. There's 26 bones in each foot, so that makes for 52 bones in both of your feet. That's 25% of the bones in your whole body, so there's a lot going on down there. You've got 33 joints, 107 ligaments, and 19 muscles and tendons, all happening down in your feet. Your feet, as you know, are your foundation, right? I mean, they're what keeps you solid. They're what keeps you balanced on the earth. How are you doing? Bring your shoulders over your hips a little bit more. Settle in, soften in the shoulders, stretch out your feet. Let's take the complementary pose here. Walk the blocks forward, press the tops of your feet into your mat now and have a seat on your heels. With your blocks, press into them and then let your knees, which stay together, let them come up off of your mat as you balance on the tops of your feet. Move your blocks back so you can stay here. All right, so back to thinking about your feet. Your feet are your foundation. You've got to be able to support your body, right? To be able to move, to be able to stand up, to be able to walk, to be able to run, to jump. How much do you run and jump? But everybody wants to stand and everybody wants to walk, right? And your feet absorb all that damaging impact every time your heel hits the earth, right? So that's just really, really hard on your body. And if your feet have weaknesses, maybe walk your hands back a little more or your blocks back a little bit more. If your feet are weak or your ankles are weak, that imbalance, you know, you start to favor the stronger side and, or not, you start to favor the weaker side and you do, or what's the other, what would you say? You start to use the stronger side more and the weaker side less, right? And that creates more imbalance. So unhealthy for you. The more imbalance you create, think about it from the ground up. If you're not beautifully balanced, it's going to create weakness all the way up your body. It's going to travel up your body into your knees, into your hips, into everything you got. And sometimes, there we go, sometimes, how are you doing in the ankle pose? Keep it up. We're going back to toes pose in a minute. All right, let's go back there. All right, I'll tell you about the sometimes. All right, come back to your toes pose. Stretch it out here. Maybe remove the blocks. Hands to prayer center in gratitude for the movement of your feet. All right, so maybe sometimes, you know, if you have knee trouble, maybe it's really not in the knees. Maybe it's in your feet. Maybe it's in your foundation. Same with your hips. Maybe the problem isn't the hips. Maybe the problem is the foundation of your feet. All right, so who said all that? Really cool guy. Many of you remember him. Dr. Scholl. Remember the shoes, the Dr. Scholl's shoes? Anyway, that was what he said, and he's so right, isn't he? All right, toes pose. Let's finish. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up, squeeze them and scrunch them, circle the ankles, tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Yeah, Dr. Scholl was ahead of his time, wasn't he? And he is so right. Too bad those shoes aren't still in style, right? All right, so you've tapped your feet out, you've done your ankle pose and your toes pose. Let's go into a cat-cow. All right, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back up to the sky, push your hands and feet into the mat. Inhale, cow, tailbone, crown of the head, lift. Do a couple cat-cows to your pace. Exhale, cat, chin to your chest. tailbone tucked in. Cow pose, just the opposite. Breathe through it. Move your spine. It feels, I think, particularly good in the low back. And then finish, neutral tabletop. That's your cat-cow. Let's do a bird dog pose now, and let's do it on a ball. All right, you don't have the ball, totally fine. You get great benefits from this pose. This one's really, really beneficial. You get the same benefits, but you're gonna kick it up a notch if you got the ball. All right, I'm gonna bring the ball underneath my right knee. I'm gonna draw my right toes toward my shin to help be like a little kickstand here. This is an unstable surface. Don't have to tell you that, right? So don't inflate the ball all the way if you've got one. You want it to just be an unstable surface. Lift the left leg up, 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 knee to hip height, extend the left leg long. Push into your hands, draw your left toes towards your shin. Hold here, feel the strengthening in your low back. If you don't have the ball underneath your knee, that's totally fine. This is just kicking it up a notch. Leg is extended. If you want, you can add in the opposite arm. I'm going to extend the right arm. Spread the fingers wide, thumb up to the sky. Stretch and reach through your left heel and your fingertips. Hold it here. Breathe. You got it. If you want, once or twice, touch elbow to knee underneath the navel. Right elbow, left knee, they touch. Or come close to it. Maybe you just bend them a little bit and then extend. Breathe. Enjoy it. And then let's finish. Right hand down, left knee down. We have another side to do. Bring the ball underneath the left knee this time. Press into your hands. Draw the left toes towards your shin. Right leg lifts, lifts, lifts. Knee to hip height. Right leg extends. Right heel toward the back of the room. Press into the earth, both hands equally. Hold on here. All right, right leg is extended. I'm going to challenge myself and lift my left arm. Press, reach, lengthen, really strengthen. Push into the earth. Left elbow, right knee, and extend. Left elbow, right knee, and reach. Maybe once or twice, or not at all. You decide. And then finish. Knees come down. Remove the ball. Oh my goodness, that's hard, isn't it? Woo. Nice. Good job. Bring the ball behind the right knee. You can use a weight. You can use nothing at all. Press into the earth. Neutral tabletop. Lift the right knee up. Start to lift the right knee to the side of the room. Draw the toes towards your shin. Leg lifts like a dog on a fire hydrant. Lift, lift, lift. Lower, lower, lower. Lift. And you can be a big dog or a little dog. Just try. Work on the hips. Find that mobility in the hips. The older we get, the more we have to move. Because move it or lose it, right? It's very true. All right, there we go. Hover the right knee next to the left. Right hip is in line with the left. Hold it here. Time for donkey kick. Lift your right leg, just like you did in that bird dog pose. Both hips equal distant to the mat. Hold it here. Now, kick yourself in the bottom. Little teeny kicks, kicks, kicks. Breathe. Your toes of the right foot are drawn toward the shin. That helps you hold the ball. And drawing the toes toward the shin, you're doing the opposite in the other leg, right? The top of the left foot is on the mat. So you're working both feet at the same time, but in opposite ways. All right, squeeze the ball, pulse the foot up to the sky. Don't forget, press into your hands. Stay strong here, because you're strong. Don't give up, don't quit. You do what you can with what you got where you are. Use the energy you have right here, right now, and it's good enough. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Just hover it for a moment. Breathe. Finish. Knee comes down. We have another side to do. All right. Left ball behind the left knee. All right. Press into the earth. Whew. Fire hydrant on this side. Lift the leg and lower the leg. Lift and lower. Your path. Enjoy your journey. Stay on your path. Just keep moving your feet and keep going forward. Don't stop. Slow down when you have to, but don't stop. Don't stagnate. Keep enduring. Be constant. Be consistent. You got it. Big dogs, little dogs, we're all in this together. Okay, had enough with this? Let's hover the knee next to the right knee. Lift the left knee up to the sky. Little teeny pulses of the foot in towards your bottom. Left hip and right hip are equidistant to your mat. Breathe and kick, kick, kick in your donkey kick. Squeeze that ball good and tight. Heel towards your bottom. Pulse the foot up to the sky. Breathe. Breathe. Let it feel good. All right, you know what we're going to do after this? We're going to go into a child's pose. Then we're going to do our 1 minute plank. And you can do your 1 minute plank, trust me. You've got to try, right? Got to try. All right, how are you doing? Just a few more pulses, up, up. And when you're ready, let's finish in this donkey kick. Hover the left knee next to the right. Ooh, push the earth away. Hold on. Good and strong. Finish. Left knee comes down. Child's pose is going to feel awesome. Spread your knees super duper wide. Hips back to your heels. Maybe the ball at the top of your mat. Breathe. Oh, it feels great. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tailbone back towards your heels. Heels. There you go. Breathe. All right. That is your child's pose. 1 minute plank. Okay. Remember, if you're new to planking, you can do it on your back. All right, you get to come onto your back. Take your blocks into your hands. Push them up toward the sky. Pull your shoulders back down and imagine you're in a plank. Or flip it 90 degrees. Lots of variations. Remember this, we set a 1 minute plank, or a 1 minute timer for you to measure your progress if you want. Okay, so here's another way you could do it. Neutral tabletop, hands come more forward. Hinge your weight more forward, shoulders over your wrists, press into your hands, and hold it here. You kind of feel your core engage. That's what you want to do. Tighten up in the belly, hold it here. Another variation, slip down to your forearms. Whew. You can stay here. Adjust your legs, elbows under shoulders, hands spread wide. You could tuck your toes, press on up to a dolphin plank. Another variation will be a high plank, and that's what I'm going to take. Okay, like I said, we set a 1 minute timer. You can time yourself on the screen, and I'll tell you every so often where you are. So just check it out, do what you like, and do what you can. All right, I'm going to come into a high plank. I'm going to send my legs long, shoulders over my wrists. Let's start the timer now. Fingers spread wide. Legs are long. Press the earth away. Guess what? You are a rock star because you have done 10 seconds of planking. Hold on here. Breathe. Push the earth away. Lengthen through the crown of your head. You've now done 20 seconds of planking. Maybe that's what you do today. Breathe. Every little bit is good. I'm going to move a little bit of a saw plank. That's a Pilates move. I'm going to move my heels back and forth a little bit. Whew! We are halfway there. We've done more than 30 seconds of planking. Take a break when you need to. Send your hips high if you want. Drop to your knees if you want. Hold on. 15 seconds to go. I'm going to lift my right leg and just hold it for a second. Lift my left leg and hold it for a second. 5 seconds to go. Woo! Ready? Guess what? You are done. Now, let's come on down. I need a drink. How about you? Okay, so strength. Do the planks. You have to do one thing. Do the planks. Plank and Shavasana. That's what I would recommend. But the plank, you're using just your body. You're engaging everything. Think about it. When you're planking, everything's tight and strong. You're engaging everything. So good for you. Try. Take it on your back. Push the blocks away. Then the next time, or the time after that, or 2 weeks from now, try a different variation. All right, come on down to your back. Let's bring a block or a ball up by your shoulders. Let's come on down, soles of your feet on your mat, hands to prayer center in gratitude. Thank you, body, for what you're doing. Let's come on back all the way down to your mat. Okay, all right. So let's do some little frog crunches. What you want to do here is bring soles of your feet together. Bring your fingertips lightly to your temples. When you're ready, exhale, pull your shoulders on up. Draw your elbows to the front of the room. Draw your knees on up. Touch your elbows to your knees. Bring the feet back down and your elbows down too. Exhale up, elbows forward, knees up to meet the elbows. Then come on down. Up on the exhale, down on the inhale. Whew. Take a variation of this if you like. Maybe you keep the elbows down and you pulse your chin up to the sky. No big deal. It's all up to you. How do you want to take it today? Breathe. Breathe. Most important part. All right. Finish. Legs go long. Arms go high overhead. Stretch it out. Stick pose. Find your ball. Peel on up in the shoulders. Lift your legs on up, bend the knees, and bring the ball underneath your legs and circle it round and round. You could keep the shoulders down, lift your legs higher, and do it that way if you like. Ball goes in one direction, then bring it in the other direction. Whew. Breathe. Maybe let some heat escape as you breathe out your mouth. Spread your legs a little bit. Do a figure 8 between your legs with the ball or with the block. Block isn't as much fun. Ball's more fun, so get a ball. All right, breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, let's do another Pilates move in a few moments. How are you doing? Keep it up. Keep the legs moving. Coordination, you got it. Strong core, you got it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's finish. Shoulders come down. Let's take the ball between your ankles and extend your legs long. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you, it's hundreds, it's coming. All right, here we go. A Joseph Pilates move. You can squeeze the ball tightly between your ankles. Feel your whole legs engage. Maybe you want to keep it like that. No ball at all, you can still do it. Don't sweat, just keep the legs long. Maybe bring your legs up onto the ball and rest them there. Maybe no ball at all and feet stay down, or feet can lift without the ball. You decide what you want to do. Today, I'm going to give the ball a squeeze. I'm going to bring my arms down by my sides. Okay, it's called hundreds because the idea is maybe sort of kind of do hundreds. Arms are down by your sides. Start to pat the ground. Maybe peel your shoulders on up. Breathe. Maybe lift your legs on up and pat the ground. Well, you're not actually patting the ground. Imagine, you're 6 or 8 inches above the ground. Shoulders away from the ears. Fingers reaching down towards your feet. Maybe you've got the ball and give it a squeeze. Maybe no ball at all and your feet are lifted. Maybe you keep your feet down. It's up to you. You don't have to pat the ground 100 times. You do this as many times as is right for you. Breathe. Maybe lift your legs a little higher. Maybe lift your shoulders a little higher and breathe. Strong core. Thank you, Joseph Pilates, for your Pilates practices. Woo! Love the poses, right? Now, what do you think? Is that about 100? I think so. Come on down. Arms go high overhead. Breathe, stretch it out. Woo. All right, let's challenge ourselves as if we're not challenging ourselves enough, right? Press on up. Find your 2 blocks. Maybe find a drink in the meantime. Find your 2 blocks. We're going to come into crow. All right, I need a drink. All right. Oh, we're doing great timing-wise. We can go faster and get more in, right? Okay, here we go. All right. A bit of a balancing pose and an inversion. All right, so I like to use the 2 blocks. They give me more confidence. All right, so the 2 blocks, place them about torso length apart. So what is that, 18 to 24 inches or longer or shorter depending upon your height. Come to stand on the back block. Bend your knees and come up onto the balls of your feet. You're on this block. The block is strong, it'll support you. Open up your knees wide to the sides of your mat. So if you've been practicing with me for a while, you know, you've been doing your happy baby pose, right? So your knees can open up wide. Your hips can open up wide. And we just did those frog crunches, so your knees can open up wide. All right, here's what we're going to do. Eyeball the block at the top. You're going to want to bring your forehead or the crown of your head down onto it. Knees open wide, plant your hands solidly onto your mat. Your hands are going to be like your feet now. Your hands are going to be your foundation. You're going to bend and hinge forward, bringing your knees onto the backs of your triceps. Hinge forward a little bit. Stay strong. Squeeze your knees into your triceps so that you're really, really strong there. And then you're going to hinge more forward. And you're going to work toward placing your head on this top block, and then maybe lift one foot or the other foot off of the back block. You don't have to use the blocks. I like using the blocks. Breathe. Hold on. If you fall out, no big deal. Get right back in. And then when you're ready, come on out. Bring your feet down. I think inversions are kind of fun. They build confidence in your abilities. Get the blood rushing to your head. Just feels pretty good. All right, lunges, I promise those too. Blocks, high height by your side. Come to your knees. Bring your right foot forward. Knee over ankle. Left leg super duper long on your mat. Top of the left foot on your mat. Bring your shoulders up a little bit more or a lot more. You decide. Arms up to the sky if you want. Interlace your fingers. Bring your interlaced fingers down onto your right thigh. Send your right knee more forward of the right ankle. This is a big stretch in your left hip. How are you liking it? Breathe. Whew. Some days we do this in a surf position where we take a half splits and you think, oh my gosh, a half splits. It's fun. You just straighten the leg and you act like you're surfing. So it kind of combines almost like a toes pose and your lunge. It's all good. Different movements every day, I promise. Work to make you stronger on your journey. All right, how we doing? Feel the goodness in that left hip. Breathe through it. Let's finish. Bring your knees together. Use the blocks. Send the other leg forward. Knee over ankle, or knee over ankle, and press into your blocks. Right leg long, top right foot on your mat. Stay right here if this feels good. Maybe bring the shoulders up a little bit more. Oh, breathe. Arms lift, breathe. Interlaced fingers, press the interlaced fingers in those hands into your left thigh like you're trying to slide the skin of your left thigh forward. You kind of get the image, right? All right, breathe. Breathe through it. Find length in that right hip. Just teeny little movements make all the difference here. Breathe. Send the knee more forward. Find space in the right hip. You're strong. Your arms are strong. Press into that thigh. Breathe. When you're ready, let's get ready to do hand weights, shall we? All right, release your hands back to the blocks. Bring your knees together. Remove the blocks. Find your hand weights. And come on up to standing. All right, let's go. All right, you're standing. Let's go. Here, now. All right, how you doing? Okay, lift your weights to your shoulders. Remember extended mountain pose, lift and lower, lift and lower. Weights go up and down. Just lift and lower. And you know what? You can alternate. Alternate if that feels better. Lift and lower. I don't know what size weights you want. I don't know what size weights you have. Maybe you're doing 2 water bottles. That works too. But you know, get a couple weights. They're not terribly expensive. And try. Switch them out. Breathe. Lift and lower the weights. All right, you got this all done. Let's tee out our arms. Tee out your arms. Hold them here. Palms are face up. Bring your arms. Bend your elbows. Bring the weights to your shoulders. Tee them out and back. Out and back. Out and back. You can do one weight at a time. Maybe incorporate your neck. Turn your head in one direction, then the other. Maybe you're doing both weights at the same time. You can still turn your neck. breathe. So right now, you're working your biceps, those big muscles in the upper part of the front of your arm. All right, how you doing here? Breathe, breathe. Tee out your arms, turn your hands so your palms are face down, little teeny pulses of the weight down, down, down. Chest is still lifted. You got it, you got it, you got it. All right, now as you're ready, let's take these weights, keep pulsing them. You're gonna think I was gonna say something different. I am. Bring them on up overhead. Hold it here, take a break with the weights overhead. Tee out your arms, flip your palms down and pulse them again. There's your way to take a break, right? Breathe, breathe, pulse them down, chest is lifted, breathe. Bring your weights up high overhead, hold them here, right overhead, hold them, stay strong. Breathe. Weights, tee out in the arms, hands, palms go face down, tee them out and pulse them down. When you're ready, arms come down by your sides. Whew. Arms down by your sides. How are you doing? Soften in the shoulders. Move the shoulders back. Whew. Move the shoulders back. Move them back. Breathe. All right, drinking bird. Okay, bend your knees. Bend your knees like you do in chair pose. Ooh, your quads are strong. Encourage them to be even stronger. Weights are by your sides. Bring the weight, perhaps, up into the balls of your feet. Hold it right here. You can stay right here. Find your balance. You fall out, no big deal. Get right back in. Now draw the weights. Bend your elbows. Draw them up towards your armpits. And then bring them down. Weights to your armpits. Bring them down. Work those triceps. Strong back part of your arms. Find your balance. Breathe. 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 Where are we? Here we are. Breathe. Sink low. All right, next thing to do. So you can stay high on your toes or not. Bring the weights back and pulse the ends of the weights to the back of your room, but keep your chest lifted and forward. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Maybe sink lower in your feet. Pulse, pulse the weights in towards your spine. Breathe, breathe. You fall out, no big deal. Take a breath and get back in. Maybe widen your stance a little bit. Breathe, that helped me. Breathe, breathe. Let your weights be down by your sides, shoulders, back. Little teeny pulses, down, down, down. Breathe, you got it. You're strong. Think you're in a bar practice, right? Oh, if we were in a bar practice, let's do what we do in a bar practice. Bring your feet down, grab your ball. Squeeze it up between your thighs. Oh, bend in the knees, shoulders, back. Weights in your hands, keeping you down. Bring yourself to the balls of your feet. Little teeny pulses, down, down, down. Squeeze that ball good and tight. Down. Pulse up and down. What does pulse up and down mean? Just a couple inches up and down. Now sink low. Low as your pulse can go. Squeeze the ball in, in, in and out on the ball. In and out. Thighs burning. Oh yes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, breathe through it. Bring the feet down. Soles of your feet totally down. Rebend in the knees, weights to your thighs. Hold it here. Send your bottom back. Take a breath. Breathe. Hold on. Squeeze the ball. No ball, totally okay. Just a little less intense. The ball intensifies it. Breathe. Hold here. Pop back up onto the balls of your feet. Little teeny pulses with the weights on your thighs. Up and down. Breathe. Breathe. Sink it low. Hold it here. Pulse the ball in. In. Oh my goodness. In. 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 Finish. Straighten the legs. Come back up to standing. How are you doing? Oh, that was fun. Squeeze the ball. Hold the weights here. Chest is lifted. All right. Bring the weights up to the sky. Maybe one weight, maybe both weights. Bend the elbows and bring your biceps near the sides of your head. Weights are behind you. Lift and lower the weights to the sky. Put a little bend in your knees. Ease the tension on your low back. Breathe. 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 Oh my goodness. Lift the arms up. Goalpost the arms. So release the hands, hold on to the weights. Bring your biceps and triceps parallel to the earth. Press the backs of your hands to the back wall. Sink a little bit lower in your chair, in your chair position. Then bring the weights and the elbows to the front. And then open them up. Weights to the front and open them up. Weights together, elbows together, open them up. You got it. Whew. Breathe. Most important part, don't forget to breathe. And then let's finish. Weights down by your sides. Squeeze the ball. Chest is lifted. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go. All right, remove the ball. Remove the weights. Very basic, comfortable tree pose. Hands to prayer center. Root through your right foot. Open up your left leg to the side of the room. You can stay right here on the ball of the foot. We've had a lot of experience doing that today. Or bring the foot up to the calf or up to the thigh. Don't place the foot on the knee. Knees weren't designed to move sideways. Let both hips be equidistant to the front of the room. Hold on here. Root through your right foot. Lift your arms up. Sway your branches. You got it. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And breathe. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the left knee to the front of the room. Plant the left foot next to the right. Root into the left foot. Open up the right knee to the side. You can stay right here. Use your chair for balance. It's all good. Root into that foot. Find strength. Put the good stress onto that foundational left leg. Breathe. Push the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. If you fall out, no big deal. Get right back in. Sway your branches. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet and focus. Breathe. Arms back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room and the feet meet on the mat. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Spread your legs wide, horse pose. Let's do Pasarita Padahastasana first. Tee out your arms, chest is lifted, breathe. Squeeze your upper shoulders together. Exhale, hinge forward. Hinge forward. When your back gets pretty flat, reach your hands back towards your calves. Using your strong arms, hold onto your calves and fold forward. Crown of your head toward the earth, breathe. When you're ready, bring your back up to a flat like tabletop. Tee out your arms. Rise on up. 5-pointed star. Arms go high. Wiggle your neck. Wiggle your hips. Breathe. Let's do horse. Hands to prayer center. Bring your heels in a little bit and your toes out a little bit. Sink on down. Think of your back as if it were against the back wall. Slide it on down. Drive your knees open to the sides of the room. Keep your gaze forward. Hold on here like you're riding a big Clydesdale horse. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's come up onto one ball of the foot. Bring it on down, then come up onto the other foot's ball of the foot. Does that make sense? And alternate. Heel comes up, heel goes down. Alternate, alternate. Breathe. Ooh, bar pose, bar class, so much fun. Lift and lower. Come up onto both balls of the feet and pulse here. Pulse down through the midline of your body. Stay strong. Keep your shoulders over your hips. You got it. You got it. You got it. Sink low. Hold on the balls of your feet. Alternate. Heel touchdowns. You got it. Breathe. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Come up high onto the balls of your feet. Sink lower into that horse. He's getting shorter. And pulse down. Down. You got it. Oh my goodness. Are we done yet? Almost. Shoulders back a little more. Hold on. You got it. Heels come down. 5-pointed exploded star. Breathe. Wiggle your hips. Oh, I'm done. Are you? All right. Palms to touch overhead. Bring one foot to meet the other. Fold forward here. Fingers toward the earth. Gaze back toward your knees. Bend your knees. Slowly come down. Let's take a seated forward fold. Legs go long. Balls are not balls of your feet, toes up toward the sky. Arms lift. Reach the hands forward. Gaze forward. Reach forward. Hold on. Find space in your low back. Reach to capture calves, ankles, feet, whatever you can reach. Maybe drape your wrists over the tops of your toes. Palms of your hands meet the soles of your feet. Pedal through your feet. How is that? Gaze down to your knees. Breathe. Finish up. Release your hands. Shoulders over your hips. Find your ball. Bring your eye shade and your towel up near your shoulders and have your ball between your thighs. Come on down. Slowly recline. Knees bent. bridge pose. Press the weight into your feet. Lift your legs on up. Hips are lifted, arms down by your sides. Start to squeeze the ball. In, in, in. No ball, totally fine. You can squeeze your knees in a little bit. The ball just makes it more fun. Buy a ball. It's like a playground ball, but don't inflate it all the way. Hips are lifted. Breathe. You know, you got to try, right? You got to try. You got to move. And don't think, I'm too old for that, or, oh, it does nothing. Oh, yeah. Yoga does something. Anybody who tells you, I don't want to do that stuff, or, oh, that's too easy, or too woo-woo, don't listen to them. Make them do yoga with you at least once. It makes you stronger. And everybody wants to be more flexible and more mobile, right? Squeeze that ball good and tight. Lift your hips up even higher. Squeeze in your glutes. Hold it nice and high. Squeeze it and hold it here. Arms down by your sides. Breathe. Hold it. You've got it. Don't quit. Slowly roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Turn on over, bring your ball with you, place it by your shoulders, come onto your belly. Superman to swimmer. All right, arms reach long. Breathe, chin and head come down. Tops of your feet on your mat. Start by lifting one leg and or the other, then maybe lift both. Bring both legs down. Maybe lift one arm, then the other. Put it all together and fly like Superman. Hold it here. Balance on your pelvis. Reach through your fingers. Point through your toes. You've got it. Fly like Superman. Strengthen your back. Start to swim. Swimmer pose. Kick your feet like you're swimming. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Kick, kick, kick. You've got it. Swim. Swimmer pose. Breathe. Finish. Come on down. Take a break. All right, bring your arms down by your sides. Chin, nose, forehead to the ground, shoulders away from your ears, palms face up. Exhale, let it go. When you're ready, flip your hands so your palms are face down. Thumbs are out, pinkies towards your hips. Palms are down. When you're ready, lift up through the legs, lift up through the arms. Reach the fingers back toward the feet. Gaze down your nose, lift through the chest. Airplane pose. Breathe, lift, hold on. Stay here. You got it. You're strong. It goes by other names too. Airplane, locust, breathe, breathe. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Send your interlaced fingers up the back wall. Breathe. Finish. Come on down. Whew. Come on down. Bend your elbows. Press your hands underneath your collarbones. Press on up, seal pose. Straightened arms. Come on down to your right hip. Bend your right arm, forearm parallel to the earth. Squeeze the ball between your thighs. Lift your ankles up and squeeze the ball. You can keep your ankles down if you want, but just squeeze that ball. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Top arm, lift it up to the sky. Or kickstand it. Maybe come up onto your fingers and hold it here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It's all good. That is your clamshell pose. Breathe, breathe. Breathe. Other side. Flip it on around. Come to your left forearm, left shoulder, elbow underneath the left shoulder, forearm parallel to the top of the mat, bend in the knees, and a squeeze in the ball. Maybe lift the ankles up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You got it. You got it going on. All right, just a few more poses. And then we are done with today's practice. I hope you liked it. I hope you know the importance of your feet. Oh my goodness. Gotta move your feet. All right, are we done? I think we're about equal time on this side. All right, let's remove the ball. Let's come into a side plank. Go back to that starting pose. You're thinking, oh, side plank. This is a comfortable one. All right, so come to your forearm just like you did when you did the clamshells. But send your legs long. You're gonna take a forearm side plank. Lift here out of the hips. Lift up, hand on the hip or kickstand, you got it. Lift the left arm up again. Breathe. Oh, I didn't have you lift the left arm on the other side, did I? Or did I? Okay, lift. Look up, hold here, side plank. This top arm that's reaching, let it reach to the top of your mat. Big stretch here, hold on, you got it. Enough planking on this side, hip comes down. Let's go to the other side. We'll get the arm on this side. All right, come on down to your left hip. Left elbow under left shoulder, left forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Legs go long this time. Press on up in your hips. You can keep your hand here, right hip over left hip. Right arm goes up to the sky. Look up to the right hand as best you can. Hips stay good and lifted and strong. Reach that arm to the top of your mat. Breathe. Hold on. Shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. You're strong. Lift out of your hips. Breathe and finish. Come on down. Come onto your back. Let's do happy baby. All right. Bend your knees. Come on down to your back. Left hand hugs left knee in. Right hand hugs right knee in. Rock a little bit from side to side if that feels wonderful. Breathe. Hands capture inside your ankles. Hug your knees closer towards your armpits. Maybe capture your heels. Draw your toes towards your shins. One leg up, other leg up. One leg bends, other leg bends. Happy baby pose. And if you can't completely do it today, no big deal. It's never going to get better unless you keep coming back and doing your yoga. Start where you are. It's the best place to start. The best time to do yoga is right now. And don't give up. All right, finish up, knees together, bend your knees, send your feet down. It is time for final Shavasana. Eye shade or towel, cover the eyes. Legs go long. Don't run out on this pose. It's important for the brain. The brain absorbs all of this in this time. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Ooh, I worked up a sweat. Arms down by your sides. Palms face up. Let it go. You did marvelous things. Sometimes the path is hard. Sometimes there's some uphill climb, right? But for every uphill, there's a nice coming down, cooling off in the shade, finding peace. And now is that part of the path. Breathe and enjoy these few moments of rest. Pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. Your body's heavy, sigh it out a few times. Soften in your face. Let it go. It's just you and your breath, so take the breath deeply and just explore. Big inhales. And big, slow exhales. In through the nose and take a few out through the mouth. Really sigh them out. Here at home, nobody's listening. Just do it. In through the nose, and big sigh out through the mouth. Now let your exhales be a little bit longer than your inhales. The little things. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth and soften the area between your eyebrows. Let your shoulders soften just a little bit more. And let your arms and your legs be just a little bit heavier as you let any tension just dissipate. Take a breath in and a deep breath out. Stay longer if you want, but if it's time for you to wrap up your hour, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Spread your fingers and toes super duper wide and then squeeze them and scrunch them super duper tight. Feel the tension go all the way up your legs. Feel the tension go all the way up your arms. Squeeze tightly like you do in a plank. That's how you feel. Everything's tight. Hold it, squeeze it, you got it, and then let it all go. That's how you want to feel. That's what you deserve after working so hard. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and then your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead, take a big good morning stretch. And then bend your knees and your elbows and come into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Bend your low arm, rest your head on it. Top shoulder relaxes. Eyes are closed. Savor this moment. And maybe tell yourself right here with your eyes closed in this fetal position, maybe this is a new beginning for you. A new journey on your path to better health, better mobility, more flexibility, and strength. When you're ready, if you're ready, slowly press on up, or don't use your hands, use your core. Come on up to a seated position. Sit comfortably, whatever feels comfortable for you. It's your practice. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Press your thumbs slightly into your chest and soften in the shoulders. Take a big breath in and a big sighing breath out. Let it all go. You are relaxed. Blink your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour of yoga. Your path. You're steady, you're consistent, you're constant, and you are enduring. Stick with it. Stick with your yoga. Don't give up. Good things are going to happen. I promise. Stick with it. Do what you can with what you got. Stress number was, stress number is pretty good, right? It's lowered quite a bit. And you'll just feel calmer as you go on with the rest of your day. Okay, yoga works. Come back tomorrow and another day and another day and another day. So watch us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, whatever it is you do, but just show up. From me to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. See you on your mats tomorrow. Namaste. Love you guys. Goodbye. And hello. Good girl. You just know, don't you?